Okay, hey everybody, it's Mondays with Bev and Paul, and as you notice here, this will be a pre-recorded message because we're having a little technical difficulties, and I was blessed with the opportunity to get COVID. So, so
Wow.
we're going to talk a little about that. Yeah. So, and it just reminds me, getting sick is not a failure. It's an opportunity to grow. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think that's an important thing. Both Jenny and I got it. We went to Alabama, and somewhere along the line, after all those years of masking up and feeling great and getting the immunization, and then
crazy.
boom, I guess we had to get it. But as we were talking about, the symptoms are completely different. Yeah. So
Yeah, it reminds us all the time, doesn't it? That we all have bodies, as we like to say, and it's true, we all have bodies, but our bodies are what, on their own little journeys, and the self-awareness, is always evolving, and we just bring different things to the table,
right.
you know?
And I think that's why, again, we've been doing BioTouch on each other 3 times a day, and we're posting. It's on here on the thing, justtouch.com/COVID. And it doesn't matter whether it's COVID or any viral infection or any infection you're getting. There's just 3 simple little steps to
Right.
sets to do. And, I'll tell you, it helps. If nothing else, I can feel it reduce the stress.
Yes.
Because I'll wake up, my shirt will be like wringing wet, like I jumped in the pool. It's like,
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. And then it drops, the temperature drops for a while. But the minute I get BioTouch, I feel like, everything's going to be okay.
Just thinking about that while you're talking, I'm thinking, we might not see the results immediately, and that's one of the reasons why we never even mention what the results are going to be or any guarantees or on a. But it's still, again, Jenny is able to give you BioTouch. You're able to give Jenny BioTouch and help each other. And instead of just sitting there, it just helps you to help each other.
Right.
That's incredible.
It
That's
is.
so, what a gift.
And it reminds me too how you don't have to be all centered and perfect in order to help somebody. I mean, here we are both with COVID symptoms, but we can still help one another.
You
We
still
can
help
feel
each other.
miserable and still help one another.
Still help each. Come on. If that's not hopeful, I don't know what is.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so again, it's just been great. I mean, I'm grateful to get it, grateful to go through it. If anybody wants to email or send a note, I'm happy to share with you what I've gone through. We went to the emergency care. It's a little immediate care here, and they were just really kind. Took the test, she
Yep.
was shedding it, and they had to do the PSR or PSC, I don't know what it's called.
Whatever
I
that is.
had it in me. I wasn't shedding it yet. I didn't have any symptoms. And then
Right.
24 hours later, the symptoms
So
came.
interesting.
Yeah. So it's interesting how it affects people different ways.
Yeah. And like I was saying before we were recording, I heard when when the COVID lockdown started, that viruses of the that affect a global thing usually run its course over 3 years, and it's been just a little over 3 years. And yes, the number of people getting COVID has greatly reduced over the last 3 years, but just remind everybody, it's still out there. Evidently it's still out there, and it really wanted Jenny and Paul to just finish up their
It
vacation.
wanted to bring us into the loop. So we're now
Bring
part of
us into,
it.
so you can be part of that whole thing. Viruses are inherent in the whole planetary evolutionary process
Right.
anyway,
That's right.
and they are in our own bodies because we are what? Part of that evolutionary process. So it's kind of like with BioTouch, it's like, everything's okay. you're going through it because you're supposed to go through it for whatever your own reasons, self-awareness. And but you have something like BioTouch that can really help, if nothing else, with the stress of having that pandemic, you know.
And
Yeah,
we know from many, many classes we've had that stress is the number one thing to enhance our diseases. So if we can reduce the stress, we can reduce the inflammation, we can reduce the viral load from having a huge effect
right.
on our body. So, please, folks, take care of yourself, learn BioTouch, whether you have diseases or not, have it ready. It's just the greatest go-to, and it
Yeah.
doesn't cost you anything.
No.
Again, justtouch.com/COVID. There's 3 simple sets to do. We even show the stress chart that Dr. Stevenson talked about, how it has been shown to build the immune system. So,
Oh, it's amazing. It's so interesting. And we knew this years ago, but it just keeps on building, at least for me, the how important understanding the contributing effects that stress has on our in our lives, because it begins and then it kind of pervades all parts of ourselves, doesn't it? And then it eventually just kind of like manifests in the body. And of course we all know that's why BioTouch is so important, because that's where it begins to the undoing process and relieving stress and pain and symptoms. It's and that chart, I just keep thinking about the fact that when Dr. Stevenson did that research with BioTouch, those two things that came out of her research, the data, the cortisol levels, which contribute to inflammation and all those autoimmune diseases that, oh my God, is rampant in our society. And the other one, that interleukin 12, that, by the way, only the body at this point can manufacture. They cannot, they have not discovered an injection or an oral or a whatever, to only the body. And the fact that BioTouch in that research raised those interleukin 12, which fights, helps the immune system and fights those cancers. Please, if nothing else, and you remembered the headset and the metabolism set.
right.
Those 2 sets, along with that greeting, will help that body begin, oh my gosh, an amazing journey of healing. Yeah.
All right. We're just going to post this now. Thank you, Bev. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Any
We'll
healing
see
thoughts
you
you want to
next
send
week.
this way? Yeah, we'll take it.
Live and well, we hope.
Live and well. All right. Take care. See y'all.
Bye.